What you doing?
Ran out of space on my phone, so I'm deleting some stuff. Bye, singing dog. Bye, goal.
I pronounce you
Bye,
husband.
wedding ceremony.
Stop. At Metro PCS, you get 2 free phones with twice as much memory.
Really?
Don't say bye to your memories. Switch to Metro PCS and get 2 free LG K20 Plus phones with 32 gigs when you switch 2 lines. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figured out. Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.
Welcome to Define You Radio. Class is in session with your host, the Southern Belle of Bold, Valencia Griffin-Wallace. Are you ready to unapologetically build your confidence, achieve goals, and design a life worth living? Learn the life lessons and strategies to define your life, money, and business. Pens and papers ready? Class is now in session.
Hello, and welcome to Define You Radio. Class is in session, where you get the tips, strategies, and life lessons from those who have defined their life. I'm trying to slow down on the intro, guys. Y'all know I normally breeze through. My coffee hadn't kicked in yet, and y'all know I'm a 2-cup-a-day type of queen. So I am your host, the Southern Belle of Bold, Valencia Griffin-Wallace. You guys know my voice. You know the title. You probably know what we're talking about today. Make sure you follow and connect with the show on Define You Radio's Facebook page for updates and more. I'm just going to kind of jump into tonight's show. So let's talk about 18. Now, I want you guys just to think back in life to when you turned 18. That was like that sweet age. You was like, yeah, I'm legal now. I mean, legally you were considered an adult. But let's just be honest. Most of us were far from being an adult at the age of 18. Most of us, like me, was still in high school at 18. I graduated a couple of months later, but that was a long time ago. So I want you guys just to take a deep breath and think about 18. That's all I want you to think about right at this moment. You're confused. Some of us are still confused at our age right now. At 18, you thought you were ready for the world. You knew you had something to do in life, but you just didn't know what that meant, because the world told you you're an adult at 18 and you should know what you're supposed to do. So most of the time that doesn't even happen till 30. But right now we're talking about 18. I can wholeheartedly relate. I'm trying out that new word, heartedly. Probably messing it up, but unless this is your first time, you know I generally butcher up words. So that's why Define You Live is so important to me. Remember what I originally said. We're talking about 18. So guess what? There's 18 days left. What does that tell you? You're not having to go back until when you were 18 and didn't know what was really going on in the world. Today, you can make 18 count. You could get your ticket. They're available at www.defineyoulive.com. You can see some videos, which I'm proud of myself to say my creative self has been on 150. So I could say that that's something I could think about when I was 18. I was really creative at 18. And as I got older and kind of learned how to direct my creativity, it has taken me into many different directions in life. Now, if you are a first-time listener, let me go ahead and say thank you for listening, and make sure you join us on Facebook. So this month, we're talking about being intentional and on purpose. Tonight will be no different. We will have some past and present Define You queens calling in tonight. so you, kings and queens, can get some insider info and more about Define You Live. I want to tell you guys just a little bit about Define You Live. And queens, if you are one of the Define You insiders, please press 1 on your phone so I can know that you are there. Define You started off in 2015. The first Define You was 2015 here in Louisiana, December 5th, I believe. And it was just called Define You. It wasn't called Define You Live. And it came from me knowing I had something to share. I wasn't 18 anymore. I wasn't 18 in the head anymore, confused about life. I had a direction I was going. I found out the destination I was going to, if that makes sense. So Define You started off as a vision board party with speakers, and I was going to help women get their vision together and lay it out like I did. That was the whole purpose. That's where Define You started. And I was amazed by how many people didn't do vision boards, or they just had them and it was like arts and crafts. Let's throw them under the pillow and see what happens. Let me pray over it, light some candles, wish over this thing called a vision board. But I can honestly tell you guys, that's where my journey from an 18-year-old mindset, so to speak, into a grown-up, knowing where I'm going mindset, it happened along that way. And the first Define You was all about teaching that to women. Teaching and men, because there were some men in the audience, but teaching that. How can I change my life? How can I change my money? How can I change my business? It does literally start with a vision, with a destination in mind. And then from there, you come up with the plan. This is where a lot of people fall off. This is where they get frustrated. It's like the vision board's collecting dust and the vision is just a point of frustration. So from that very first Define You, I've grown, comes Define You Live, where I bring in kings and queens. Because if you were at the very first Define You, we had 2 male speakers. And last year was all women. This year we're having a male again, which I'm excited about. But it has grown to me connecting with queens and kings who are experts in areas that you guys need. Not just want. These are things that you need. And I am all about being able to build your life, to really define your life based on what you already have now. It's easy for me to say, or anybody to say, go build a business, and to build a business, go start with a $1,000 loan. No, that's not what I want for you guys. If you're going to build a business, there are little things that you can do based on what you have right now. And that's what Define You Live is about. It's not just about, empowering you guys. It's not just about y'all feeling good. I mean, that's all fine and good, but after you feel good, then what? Have you learned anything? Do you know what you need to do next to really define your life? So that's my little piece. I know I have some queens on the line. We're going to get them on to just tell a little bit about themselves and about the event, which is happening November 11th in the beautiful Houston, Texas. I am so excited to have it there. And before I bring anybody on, let me say this in case you didn't see my post I did earlier this week or last week. That God gave me the vision to have Define You Live this year in Houston, Texas. And both the first one and the second one was right here in my home state where I'm all comfortable, Louisiana. And God gave me the vision to have it in Houston, Texas. So I set the date, made arrangements, and then what happens? Harvey. A lot of people asked. I asked myself, I asked God, is this a sign I need to shut it down, bring it back home where I am comfortable? If you know anything about me, I'm resilient, and I believe in making things work, and I believe that God prepares me for what he asks me to do. So with that being said, you see Define You Live is still in Houston, Texas. So enough of me and my voice. Let's bring on the queens. Hello, who do we have with area code 832?
Hi, this is Dr. Carmen Landrau. How are you doing?
Hey, Dr. Carmen, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Fantastic. I'm so excited that I'm here with you.
Yay. I'm excited too. That time really went extremely fast.
I know,
it was
right?
like, it was like one moment we were far out. The next moment it's like, I was doing the countdown. And I was like, wait a minute. Maybe, let me Google it. Maybe I'm wrong with this. So for you guys that don't know, and I'll bring the queens on one at a time so you guys could get to know them as much as you can. You really want to get to know them, you need to come to Define You Live. I'm just going to say that. Dr. Carmen is a cardiologist in Houston, and I've learned some stuff. Like, what is it? 1 in 3 women get heart disease. Did I say that correctly?
Yes. 1 in 3 women die of heart disease every year.
Die. See, I was making it nice. I said get heart disease. And
no, it's more. I'm sorry. It's more than get it than 1 in 3. But for dying, 1 in 3 women will die every year. So a third of the women will be dying every year of heart disease if they don't prevent it or take action to manage it.
And that's part of what you are talking about at Define You Live. It's why we need to take care of ourselves, because if I'm not mistaken, by the time a woman comes to you, it's too late. Am I right or wrong?
That's correct. You are right. Sometimes they are very proactive. And they have a plan and they take action and they want to prevent it, which is what we all should be doing. But in general, I see them when they have some consequence, whether it's high blood pressure. Many times it's after a heart attack. I'm sad to say that the first meeting many times is in the ER or when they're having a heart attack in the cath lab, at the hospital, or after surgery because they had an event and then they ended up with heart surgery. So most of the times I see them after a consequence or a major event. And that's correct.
Do you think, like if I said, okay, well, why do you think this is, Dr. Carmen? Why do you think that is? Are women just not taking care of themselves? They're not putting themselves first? It's stress? Like, I know it's probably many causes, but like, what is that number 1 or number 2 factor?
Yeah. Well, you said it. It's many causes. However, you know how we are. You know how women are. What do? We take care of everybody. We take care of our kids, our parents, our husbands. We're volunteering. We're trying to present the best face we can with our neighbors and the community. And the last thing we have in our minds, if we ever think about it, is to take care of ourselves. And many times women, they may have some symptoms and don't recognize them. They may start to feel tired. They're trying to take care of everyone and everything. They get stressed, but they don't take action about it. They don't think that it may be the sign of something bigger that's happening. And by the time they show up, it's usually because they're either already having signs and symptoms of disease or because they're having an event. And that may be too late.
And I can only imagine, and I think I mentioned this to you before, I've had several classmates that didn't make it to our 20 reunion because they're no longer here due to heart attacks and strokes. And I mean, we had our 20-year reunion. I wasn't 40 yet when we had it. So you're talking about women leaving children behind in their 30s. And it's we put ourselves last. And the thing with Define You Live, I want you guys you kings and queens, to learn how to define your life. But what's the purpose of building your money and your business for you to have to I don't even want to say enjoy it, but you're in the bed watching everybody else reap the benefits of what you're trying to define right now. See, if anybody knows me, I bring it full circle.
And that's I think you're doing the great thing with this. It's great that you say it, and yes, you can say enjoy it. I don't think there's anything wrong with enjoying the fruit of your hard labor, your work, and if you work all your life, and hey, if you make loads of money, fantastic, you should enjoy it. We need to be healthy in order to enjoy it, because you know what's going to happen after you have all that money and you get sick? Guess where that's going to be going? It's going to be going to your medical care. You're not going to be enjoying it because you will not be having quality of life. Your family, they may need it to use it on your care, and they won't be enjoying it either because they're taking care of you. Or maybe they're enjoying it because they're on with it, but we don't want that to happen. But it's your life, it's your health. We cannot do anything unless we're healthy. We think we can. And everybody tells me all the time, oh, well, doctor, I'm going to die any day, so anyway, I'm going to die, so it doesn't matter. And I tell them, you know what? Yes, you're going to die, and there's nothing anyone can do after you die. However, how you're going to live is what matters most. And it's not, I care about how you're going to live. It's my responsibility to educate you and help you take care of yourself. If you don't have health, you are not going to have good quality of life, no matter what. And it doesn't mean you have to be bedridden. You don't have to get there. But if you're not even able to run after your kids, your grandkids, because we have some young grandparents in here, we see young grandparents all the time. They want to be playing with their grandkids, but they can't because either they're short of breath, or they're having chest pain, or they're having circulation problems. Their legs don't work well because there's not enough blood flow to the legs, and any other diseases, any other conditions. Well, that's a problem that you don't want to have in the first place. And if you do, we need to address it so that we can avoid as many complications as possible.
I agree, because what I don't want to do, and this is my own personal thing, I don't want to build, I'm constantly building a life, because I think that life is, you're constantly growing and building. But I'm sorry, I'm not trying to build all the money and business and everything else and can't enjoy it. And my husband is running around with my well, I guess technically our money with somebody half my age and healthy.
Nobody wants that.
Right.
Nobody wants that.
Right. I will. Yes, that's a whole other thing. So I'm just hold on, Dr. Carmen. I'm gonna bring another queen on the line. Let's see who we have here. Area code 216. This is Queen who? What queen do we have on? Hello.
Oops, sorry, Cheryl. Sorry, it's Cheryl Peavy. How are you?
Hi, Cheryl. You so crazy. Oh my gosh. If you guys have listened to the show before, you know Cheryl has been on. She is definitely a queen and my personal stalker that uses my unlimited daytime minutes. And I think that is an important part of defining your life, is having that person that makes you laugh. And believe it or not, guys, I have my weak moments, and Cheryl is one of those people. Now, Cheryl is speaking about loving your imperfections, in short. And so, Cheryl, why don't you tell us a little bit, just a little bit about that, loving your imperfections? Because I know that could affect a whole lot of areas in your life, and you stress about it. Then you end up with Dr. Corman because you've had a heart attack because you hate yourself. See, full circle, full circle.
When you talk about loving yourself and wearing your imperfect crown, for me, growing up, I believe a lot of times if you don't handle the issues that you have in your childhood when you're an adult, when you become of age to really understand what has happened to you, then it's going to revisit you. And until you deal with your childhood issues, you will never be able to have live a fulfilled life. And for me, I grew up with self-esteem issues because my father wasn't in my life the way that I wanted and needed him to be. And from that, I thought something was wrong with me. So I internalized that, became a people pleaser, and lived many, 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 many years pleasing others and putting everybody else before myself and trying to live up to everybody's expectations, thinking that would make me happy. But the more you try to please people, honestly, the more they want from you that you can't give because you're wearing a mask and you're pretending to be someone you're not. And once I got past that point, and the only thing that got me to the realization, helped me get to the point that, I have to be there for me and love on me, was the loss of my mother. That really opened my eyes to, okay, you know what, now she's gone. What do I do? Who am I? I questioned who I was. And then I said, I don't know who I am because I lost my identity many years ago pleasing others. And during that process of going through the loss of my mom, being falling into a depression and trying to discover who I really am, then that's when I learned to like myself first, because you have to like yourself, and then end up learning how to love yourself and putting yourself before others. And I'm still learning about myself. I'm not perfect, never will be. But as queens, a lot of who we are stems from our childhood. And I used to look at that as a bad thing, but then as I have grown, I realized that it's a great thing because I can help other people who have those, that low self-esteem issues. I can better speak to them. I can say, I was there, I was like that, I know what you're talking about. And this is how I took these steps to learn how to love myself and like myself. And I always say, get naked, stand in the mirror, and love you for who you are right now. I'm serious. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna leave that part alone, Cheryl. We did a whole show where Cheryl said that. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna get the next queen on the line. Sure. When we talk about loving our imperfections, and some people have heard me say this, I used to hate my lips. That was my thing. I hated my lips, and I went through a stage of what I call big lip acceptance. Why? Because my lips aren't going anywhere. And, now it's cool to have big lips. People are paying for them. But back in the day, that was like one of the things that, I hated. Literally, I hated. And I don't know if that is necessarily considered a imperfection. Not now because it's more accepted, but that was one of those things that, people would call them soup coolers. And all of that. See, people see that confidence that is Valencia, but Valencia had to go through several stages of accepting who she is. And to some, it may seem silly, but, I remember, crying because I had these ridiculously big lips that everybody hated and I couldn't do anything about it. So I just want to throw that out there. And now I'm going to see who's on with area code 503.
That's me, Buckshana. Can you hear me?
Yay. Hi. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. It's lovely hearing everybody on the call.
I know we're just all sharing and stuff. I am so glad to tell you guys a little bit about Roxana. All the queens are awesome, and you guys hear the area code, so that this is like a national. Queens are coming together from all over because they have so much to give. And Roxana, and if you follow her on Facebook, she's like about that adventure life. She's always on somebody's mountain trail. I saw the picture of you in a big chair. Like, I wonder. And I promise you guys, like 2018, I'm going to be somewhere with her, and y'all are going to see the pictures because she is so about that adventure life. And coming from where you came from, if you want to touch on that real quick, is just so amazing what you've done. So if you wanted to just share maybe a little bit. Yeah.
Absolutely. I would love that. So I'm originally from Mozambique, but I spent 10 years of my life in a refugee camp in Zambia. So I love what the other queen, Isis Chera, was talking about. Sometimes we have to we have to capture our moments from our past to take care of, heal our wounds from our past so we can move forward. And, my life was, I had a lot of trauma. I was getting into bad relationships, one bad relationship after the other. It was not until I took care of my wounds, all my wounds from the past, and then I was able to move forward and then find myself. But mostly I do a lot of things here in Oregon. I do a lot of nature retreats. So it's a wonderful place to just be connected to Mother Nature, the gift that God gave us in nature, and just to be disconnected. So I spend a lot of my time, if I'm not working indoors, I'm outside taking women in nature through my work or volunteer. I take also women from the domestic violence shelter out in nature as well.
I love that, and I didn't know, and I was going to eventually ask you those questions, like how long were you in a refugee camp? What was that like? Like, I have so many questions about that, but I know tonight's show is a whole different thing, but I just want to ask you one question in particular.
Mm-hmm.
What kept you going from day to day that you didn't give up?
I saw the dreams other queens were having, and I wanted that. I saw the magazines. I saw in the movies. I saw people succeeding in life, and I said, how can I get that? And I did not, disconnect the focus. I kept on my focus, and I made sure that I wrote down my dream. I wrote my dream down about 8 years ago. I'm living my dream now. And, you were talking about the vision board. I have a vision board in 2012 and 2009, and it's just amazing looking back about the vision board. So I just had that clear, every dream that everybody wants to have, they can have it. The life that they want, they can have it. So don't give up.
Yay. And my regular listeners know yay is one of my favorite words. Anybody that talks to me knows. Some stuff that's all you can do is just sum it up with yay. And I definitely believe in doing the vision boards and keeping it in front of you because, where, I have my crown. I'm a queen. I recognize that. I love 99.9% of my imperfections. I'm not going to lie. There's, we all have those moments that we beat ourselves up. And there's a quote that I love. I don't know who it's from, but it says, you don't drown by falling in the water, you drown by staying there. I know I'm jacking it up, but it's very similar to what I said. And so when I have those moments where I'm feeling so far from a queen,
mm-hmm.
I have to pull myself back in whatever way that is. Sometimes it's music, sometimes it's looking at my vision board, sometimes it's taking a nap. And that's
mm-hmm.
one of the things that I want people to get from Define You Live, or anything that any of us do, because we all have a heart to serve. You're not gonna have perfect days. I mean, you may have like really like excellent days. You feel great and everything else. And then you may have those days that you wake up and you see everything that's wrong with you and wrong with the world. And, you know, that sucks, but it's okay. As long as you don't stay there and you recognize this is a moment, this is not my life. And that's what Define You is about. Like, on your way to your destination, there's going to be situations. There's going to be roadblocks, speed bumps, other people, mountains, valleys, all of the above. But it's staying focused on where you're going and know you're going to get there. So that's my 2 cents. Let me bring on the next queen.
Beautiful.
Area code 708. Who do I have? Hello.
Hey, it's LaDonna.
Okay, yeah, it's like I almost have to play the theme music all over again. But I'm not, because I know other people that don't know probably are like, who's LaDonna? Is she on the flyer? So, LaDonna, Mrs. Bracy.
Hey.
Why don't I'm not going to intro you. You go ahead and intro yourself, and then that way you could tell people why you called in tonight. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, if I must. Hello, everyone. I am LaDonna Bracy. I am Queen LaDonna, I should say. And I'm excited to be here tonight. I was a speaker at the very first Define You Live experience. So I'm joining tonight.
Oh no, you're right. The first. You're right. It was the second Define You, but the first Define You Live. So I apologize, right, Queen. You are correct.
There we go. And so I am the queen from Define You Past. I'm showing up tonight just to speak to the experience that we had at the previous Define You event. I'm excited to hear the queens that spoke before me because it shows the evolution of Define You Live. Define You Live in November is going to be amazing. You have an amazing lineup of queens that will be appearing. So I'm excited for those who are going to be in attendance. But I'm here tonight to talk about the previous year's experience.
Yes. Oh, you want me to ask questions? I thought you was going to go.
Yeah, you ask some questions. I'm special. Ask me questions.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, you are. I love it.
Oh, my goodness. Y'all just don't know. If you've been connected with me, you know me and LaDonna go back. She flew from Illinois to come here to Louisiana last year. And, you know, her and Queen P, Precious came from Michigan. So they leave Michigan and, LaDonna leaves Illinois, you know, coming to the airport here in the South, wrapped up. Like, you know, we have a different kind of winter. And I don't know if it was her or Precious that said about people looking at them strange in the airport. I know they did. Like, they were.
Because we're used to something totally different up here. You know what I mean? So we get down there, and it's like we in the Barbados somewhere. We wasn't ready for that. So it was something else.
So
go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if you want to tell a little bit about, yes, you could tell a little bit about from when you hit the South, but more about, I want you to say a little bit about the experience for you. Because I do my best to be like a really great host and a really, you know, it runs me crazy. But go ahead, Queen LaDonna.
Well, I would say to the other queens on the line, be prepared for the behind-the-scenes shenanigans. I will just tell you up front, be ready. If you are in Valencia, I'm sure you all are in her Define You group, and I did post a video about some of our behind-the-scenes moments, and they were hilarious. So Valencia is a great host, and my experience at Define You Live was, it was great just to be in the atmosphere of other women, and I believe at the time the theme was we were unleashing, right?
Yeah,
so the other women, all of us unleashing our power in our area of expertise. So not only was I there as a speaker / host, because I had to do some hosting duties as well, and it was great. But I was there as a speaker, but also there as a student, as an attendee, because I learned from everyone who gave a presentation. We had Tamika Garrett, who was there and presented on how to properly network. We had Lexi Jones, who talked to us about our money and getting our money right. We had Precious Brown talking about business matters. I mean, we had some of everything. We tried to cover, all topics. And I was able to glean from each speaker. I was able to take something, from everyone. And it was just a great environment of sharing. So that's what
you're so professional. You're so professional.
I can do good. I can talk professional live. I can do it. Now, when we hang up, it's something different.
Because Define You last year, it was a VIP night, and then the conference was the next day. I was like whipped beyond whipped. But I will say this, since LaDonna didn't say it, I appreciate her protecting me from that. However, I think I ate 2 dozen of donuts the day of the conference, because we had a donut bar, and
Lorraine, that's her name, right? She was the caterer, and we couldn't hardly concentrate because the food was so good. It was just, I'm telling you guys, the shenanigans that went on. Just be ready for that. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, because I feel like if if at events, if it's not, that even though, we're the speakers and, that I feel like as women, we're there to connect and get to know each other and, find those people literally on the same mission as you. Because I may not have the strength one day, but I connected with somebody that did, or I may not have caught the notes on this. And then I'm from the South, so food brings everybody together. But I don't know how many guys, I'll be the first to admit, I was because I, dieted up until Define You Live so I could fit in my dress. And the day of the actual event, we had Krispy Kreme donuts. I don't know if y'all have had Krispy Kreme donuts, but I was I was gluttonous, and I'm not even gonna lie. And LaDonna, one thing I could say about her, she came up with some games and did some stuff, and of course, you guys would have to see the behind the scenes pictures, because we posted pictures. We did the mannequin challenge. It was a very diverse audience, which that's what I'm all about, is the diversity, because queen is a period on the sentence, and that's how we move mountains. We connect with queens that, long as you think like me, you don't have to look like me. Long as you think somewhat like me, we could change some stuff. And and then hopefully, there's no donuts this year. Let me just announce that. So, and I'm gonna say that's because we got Dr. Carmen. We have Dr. Carmen.
That's all right. We're gonna bring some. That's okay.
I can say some about
donuts.
If I can add this about that experience, was the fact that that was the first time that we had seen each other in person. Our relationship was virtual for almost, probably a little over a year before that.
Yeah.
And so Define You Live, that was our first time seeing each other face to face, which means, you know, it just shows the power of like-mindedness and connectivity, you know, among queens. It can be done. You know, it was just amazing when we got off that plane and saw the welcome sign. Shenanigans began. You know, it was it was great. It was just great. So it was so many other behind the scene things happening that made the event really something special in front of the people. You know what I mean? All the behind the scenes things really brought it out. You could really it really enhanced the experience, I should say, in front of the people. So it was great.
Mm-hmm. And I know some of the ladies that came, you know, talking with some of the attendees afterwards, because a lot of, to them, a lot of, that was like the first time some of them, you know, were able to get up and get dressed and do something for themselves, and, you know, and learn, and everybody got to share different things, and we think we're so different, but at the end of the day, you know, women rule the world. Okay, I'm sorry, kings. But what a woman, a lot of times the woman is the lead. Even when you're married, like my husband is very much the head of this household. But when it comes to the planning and knowing what we need to do and keeping the house with that right vibe and moving forward, that's my job. That's the queen's job, is to protect the king, and that's why I always talk about chess, even though I will admit, y'all know, I don't know how to play chess. I am going to learn before my birthday. I'm not going to say before the year's out, before my birthday in February, because I respect what it represents. It represents how the queen knows her position, and the queen, she knows her job, and she can move whatever way to get the job done. Whatever way. And that's what Define You Live is about, putting yourself first, not eating 2 dozen of donuts because you have held yourself off from sugar. I'm going to, like, real talk, I'm going to watch my eating, because, you know, I love Dr. Corman. Me and her have talked on different occasions, and some of you guys may not know, Dr. Corman went to school and is from Puerto Rico. So she's been, like, I respect her so much. She might seem like she might be quiet or something. I don't know. But Dr. Corman is a soldier, and she's definitely a warrior queen. And I'm going to leave that part alone. But I will watch what I'm eating just in case, you know, because seeing you, Dr. Corman, is going to remind me, like, I don't, you know, I love you, but I don't want to meet you on the wrong terms.
There you go. I don't want to see you at the hospital.
Because I've, you know, ate 2 dozen. They were worth it. I'm not going to lie. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I didn't eat 2. I think I ate 1 dozen at the event, and then I took 1 dozen home. I could be gluttonous. I'm telling you. But I had a dress to fit into, and the day of the event, I was like, done deal. And the food was good, and there's really no excuse, and I'm just going to be mindful of that. I was at the airport with the sign for the speakers. Who knows what I'm going to do this year? Because because my speakers are queens and king, a king, you know, and I feel like the extension of who I am and how I treat people. I'm a firm believer in Southern hospitality. I extend to my speakers, and that makes them extend themselves to the attendees also. Because if you feel good, if I make you feel good, you know, you're going to make other people feel good, and it's all good in the world. Those are my feelings. We did eat a lot, though. LaDonna. I think we ate from. We went to Waffle House.
From the time the plane landed to the time the plane took off. The whole weekend was eating. So, Dr. Carmen, please be on alert, high alert, okay?
I'll be paying attention to everything you do.
Yes.
It was, we had yeah. But being that they're not from the South, I had to show them that Southern hospitality. And Dr. Corman is, from the South or in the South, and then Karen is also, but everybody else is from other places. So who knows? I may have a crawfish on in the room or something. I don't know. I am a true Southern girl. I'm a true Southern girl. Queen LaDonna, who's also making moves. You got on Throwback Thursday. I'm gonna have to post a flyer from last year. I don't know if I'm gonna post a video. If you guys are part of Define You Movement, which is my private Facebook group, you've seen some of the behind the scenes shenanigans. I think you probably could still find them if you type in last year's hashtag, which was DYL 2016. You probably could still find some shenanigans that were posted without my permission.
Please watch the video. That will get you prepared for the video.
Queen LaDonna, why don't you make sure you tell the audience how they could get in touch with you and find out more about what you've been up to since Define You Live 2016?
Sure. So I'm the Chief Empowerment Officer of Reinvent University. That's YO University on Facebook. We have a Facebook group there, and I help grown men and women who do vision boards. We help them move their ideas and their dreams from the vision board to reality. And so we help them do that, and in doing that, they become a better version of themselves. And so that's how people can reach out to me. I've been doing several things. I'll be launching the Vision Board Academy this coming January 2018, so I'm excited about that. And have been writing some ebooks and things like that, keeping busy, helping people. That's what I love to do. That's what I'm purposed to do. But the main way that people can connect with me is through the Facebook group Reinvent University, YO University on Facebook.
Yay! And y'all see why we connected. LaDonna is very much about writing a vision and making it plain, and that's one of the things that I love about her. She's just an awesome person, and I'm just grateful that connections don't happen by accident, but you do need to be intentional with your connections and who you connect with, and don't be scared to share you with that person, because you never know. And I don't know. You never know. 2018 may be a Define You 15, 16, and 17 reunion. Like a LaDonna. I'm one of those people. I say stuff, and then I'm connected with the type of queens that say, "Yeah, that's a great idea," and I'll tell them, "Don't indulge me." I just throw out random. It's random and not at the same time. So, LaDonna, make sure I'm gonna mute you, but if you want to stay on the line, cool. Make sure you post your information on Define You Radio's show page, and then tomorrow's Wednesday. Lord have mercy. On Thursday, I will do a Throwback Thursday with that with the flyer from last year. I look like a whole different person. Like I look like like an 18. That was my baby face. That was my I'm coming out world. I'm ready to unleash, and I truly it has definitely been. Yeah, I don't know. I need to put the leash on and give me some more donuts, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
I'm gonna stay on the line.
All right, honey. Let me see. Yay! So I'm gonna kind of roll it roll it back. And if you are a speaker or insider for Define You Live this year, or if you've been to Define You Live previously, press 1. I love to hear from you. So I kind of want to rewind the queens and go to Dr. Corman. Dr. Corman. So
yes, ma'am.
I know you've been, on the front lines and have had a lot of action going on. And I know your thing is about putting ourselves first. Have you slowed down enough to breathe and kind of take some Dr. Corman time?
I have actually. I went to I just came from California this weekend. I was in a conference for women, for entrepreneur women, and I did it for myself. I was just like here with you and these other fantastic ladies. I was in this conference that is about women for women, and it was about growth and leadership and visibility and taking care of ourselves. And after I came on Saturday in the afternoon, close to the evening, and I applied the message that not only that I tell people, but that was told to myself during these few days. And I took time for myself to spend time with my family. The same on the weekend. I didn't do any work related to either business or medicine, none of that. And then I started with full force yesterday because I took a little break, a lot of empowerment, and then I rested. I actually slept, which is very rare. People may say, oh, well, when you take sleep for granted, you suffer it. You notice. Even though as physicians we're used to not sleeping and not resting, it is totally necessary. And I feel it, and now I am much more aware that I need to do it more often. So I am applying it to myself.
I agree and am in that mode right now. A lot of you guys know I'll be heading to New York this weekend. I'm excited. I still stand by my words of standing in the airport with a fur coat and shades on singing New York. That is very much still my game plan. If you don't hear from me, that means that NYPD has me. I made it. But that's so I'm definitely, like, I could definitely tell. I won't tell on myself with the times I've been going to bed, and Cheryl better not either. But I could definitely tell that my body is like, you need to rest. And it's hard to do. It's hard to rest, even though you need to rest. Because like I say all the time, I'm a 2-cup a day type of queen. I have my morning cup and I have my evening cup. And sometimes that evening cup, I drink coffee just because I think it's a mental thing. Like, I think it's supposed to help, but I don't. Coffee kicks in at the wrong time for me. So that is definitely something I'm working on, and I'm just gonna leave that alone. One of my event tips was to do for the guests, the attendees, to do a vision board. Cheryl, it's your plan to have your vision board for 2018 done by November 11th to share at Define You Live.
Okay. 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 That works.
Okay, so that tells me that that wasn't your game plan. See, I put Cheryl on the spot. Y'all hear it. So her 2018 vision board will be done to share at the event. And Roxana?
Yes.
Do you have your 2018 vision board completed?
I do.
Oh my
bring
gosh.
it?
You should have said no, because now I feel bad because mine isn't done yet.
Well, I'm still almost finishing it up. I'm not completely done. There's still
Okay.
a couple more pictures I need to put on. Yeah.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better. That makes me feel a little better because I originally said that mine was going to be done by October 15th, but it'll be done by Define You Live, I promise. We have like 6 minutes left. The hour goes by so fast. We also have another queen on the line. I'm 99.9% sure I know who it is, but let's see. Hello, Queen 516.
How are you?
Hey, Queen. This is Queen Monique. Guys, I love her, and you would think I would know her number by heart, but it's a different thing when I see the number this way versus in my phone. So, Queen Monique, why don't you tell the audience, just you and what's going on this weekend?
Absolutely. So first I want to say I am looking forward to seeing you in New York. I keep having visions of you in the airport with this fur coat on. So I read that post, I couldn't stop laughing. I just said, okay, I know how Valencia is rolling to New York. So I just want to thank you first because you are amazing. You are amazing, and ever since we connected, it's been not just a business relationship, but a true friendship. And when you help and empower women to define you and to become queens and queen up, you are the right person for the job. So I just want to say I am excited to be a part of this conference on November 11th. And just to rewind, I'm Monique Denton-Davis. I'm the founder of Embrace Your Cake, and the cake stands for confidence, attitude, kindness, and excellence. Some people call me the cake lady, but I don't make cake. It's all about women's empowerment, and it's all about how you feel about yourself. So we have our conference this weekend, and of course Valencia is one of our fabulous featured speakers, but I'm excited about Define You Live. I'm excited about putting my crown on, not literally, but having my crown on and cleaning up. So I just want to thank you for inviting me to come and talk about planning for promotion. And I'm excited.
Yay. I'm just so excited, guys, and this is part of what Define You is about as a whole, and definitely what Monique and Embrace Your Cake is about as a whole. And what's funny, me and Monique were like following and supporting each other, but never really even connected, inbox, talk, any of that. But we recognized the queen in each other, like, I don't even know like how long ago it was, but we were like following each other and liking each other's posts, because you feel that like when somebody's on the same mission, like just to really change how women see ourselves and how we do things, like, and it's crazy and it's exciting, and I'm gonna do my best not to embarrass her. I will bring excitement and my Southern belliness to New York, and I want to thank you and definitely all the queens for showing up and showing out. Like, I already know Define You Live in Houston is going to surpass what I think. And I'm just, just the fact that you guys understand and believe enough in the vision and the purpose of it to come to Houston and even, and come to the event and just pour what you know and what you've learned. And just to kind of add this, and y'all know if you listen to the show, you know how my mind works, but I'm going to bring it back. You're not going to get that promotion if your email address, and Monique will address this, but if your email address is TrapQueen2017, that may be a problem with you getting a promotion in a job period. I'm going to leave it there. Some people may not get that till tomorrow. Some people are changing their email addresses right now. With that being said, guys, I'm going to just go down the list real quick and just ask you guys just to give one event tip before we close out tonight's show. So I'll start from the top with Dr. Corman. What event, quote unquote, event tip you think you would like to share with the audience?
I would like to let them know that you can do anything, but you still have to take care of your health.
Yes.
That's what I would say.
Hashtag amen. Even though I haven't been to the gym in a couple of days, I'm going to leave that alone. We'll address that at a later date. Thank you so much, Dr. Corman. Cheryl?
You're welcome.
Yes. The tip that I would share is that it is important to love yourself and put you first before anybody else.
Hashtag amen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to remember that when the dogs are looking at me to come outside and play with them because I'm the only one here. Like, I'm going to tell them it's not about you right now. That sounds good. Roxana?
I would like to share that take a moment to go outside and look at the trees changing colors, or look at the sky and just breathe the fresh air. Take a moment and leave your phone at home and just take a quick walk and take it in. See all the gift that the universe is gifted with us.
Hashtag,
I like that.
I got to think about that. Y'all know ever since I found that possum was outside, I said I wasn't going outside. Every time I walk to my car, I'm looking for a possum. So I'm going to work on that part. I'm going to work on that. If you haven't watched the live video I did a couple of weeks ago with the possum in the backyard, I suggest you watch it. It was sheer entertainment. Side note, a baby lizard got in the house and the other day, and I almost broke the broom, killing it. And I tried not to cuss in public. I said every cuss word. I probably invented some as I killed it, because I wanted that baby lizard and his brother and sisters to know, you don't come in my house. Hashtag real talk. I've tried to mace lizards. So me and outside. Whew, so when I do come visit you, just know it's going to be sheer entertainment. That's the truth. LaDonna, what event tip would you like to give the audience? Thank you so much, Roxana. I'm serious about the outside, y'all.
Well, this tip I would give for everyone. I would say be prepared to learn from everyone. Be prepared to get a takeaway, whether you're a speaker or an attendee. Be prepared, come with an open mind and be prepared to learn from everyone. You should have something to take away from everyone.
Oh, thank you, LaDonna. And, guys, she sounds so professional on the phone. Don't let that fool you.
I'm very professional. I present well in public.
You
now,
no.
On Messenger, that's something different. But...
No, I'm not talking about Messenger. I'm talking about last year. That wasn't. I'm not going to wait to Throwback Thursday. Before I go to sleep, on the Find You Live Crown Up page, I will post behind the scenes videos.
Ladies, I was so professional last year. Now, the videos, that was something, that was off the clock. Okay. I will warn you guys now.
Thank you so much, L Boogie. And I'm going to leave that there. Miss Monique. Yeah, y'all gonna see when I post the video. Just look for it. Queen Monique, what tip would you like to leave the audience with?
My tip, and trying to keep myself together, especially since you just said L Boogie. Okay.
Yeah.
But my tip is like this call and like your personality. My event tip is to have fun. We are there to learn. We are there to engage the audience, and we're there, of course, to network and connect with each other, and to teach and to educate, but also to have fun.
Yay! Y'all sound so good on the phone. And I'm just floored by LaDonna acting all extra professional. Like, I'm going to post a video. That's all I got to say. Guys, ladies, kings, and queens, I'm serious. Y'all just look on the event page. Y'all gonna be like, this is L Boogie. You gonna see why I call her L Boogie. Okay? So in exactly 18 days will be Define You Live 2017 Crown Up Edition in Houston, Texas at the Holiday Inn and Suites at 4606 Westway Park. It's off of Clay Boulevard. Don't quote me, but go to the website at www.defineyoulive.com. You can also inbox me or one of the fabulous speakers for more information. I hope to see you guys there. This is just a tip of the iceberg that is Define You Live. If you are anywhere around Uniondale, if I'm not mistaken, or is that Long Island? Like, I get confused by how New York is broken up.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's Uniondale in Long Island.
Okay. See, I just learned that. See, I Googled that. So I will hope to see you guys at Embrace Your Cake Conference. I will be there probably with a fur coat on and a big skirt. I don't know. You can inbox me or Queen Monique Ditton Davis for more information on that. Thank you guys again so much. With that being said, pens and papers down. Class is officially over. Make sure you join us next week as we do part 2 of this Define You Live, the mission, the movement, and the live event. Have a great week, and remember, only you can define you.
Thanks for listening to Define You Radio. Class is in session. Connect with the show at www.defineyouradio.com. Pens and papers down. Class is over.
What you doing?
Ran out of space on my phone, so I'm deleting some stuff. By singing dog. By goal.
I pronounce you.
By wedding ceremony.
Stop. At Metro PCS, you get 2 free phones with twice as much memory.
Really? Don't say bye to your memories. Switch to Metro PCS and get 2 free LG K20 Plus phones with 32 gigs when you switch 2 lines. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figured out. Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.
What you doing?
Ran out of space on my phone, so I'm deleting some stuff. By singing dog. By goal.
I pronounce you.
By wedding ceremony.
Stop. At Metro PCS, you get 2 free phones with twice as much memory.
Really? Don't say bye to your memories. Switch to Metro PCS and get 2 free LG K20 Plus phones with 32 gigs when you switch 2 lines. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figured out. Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.